asked them to testify that it was priced on both. I guess that's fine. I don't have a problem with that.
Okay, that's fine. Why don't you take
So
it?
if I can just have a moment to go talk to them, just to make sure they understand that.
Okay. I guess I'll take the record. Mr. Reed and anyone who's attending here, they turn the heat off on Friday afternoon. So I see some of you had sweatshirts, so that's great. So if you would relay that to some of the jurors that maybe it might be something a little warmer, maybe not. Sure. Yeah, and then same thing holds true on Monday mornings after a long, cool weekend. Well, it should be done by the hotel. They're going to be back.
I wouldn't be able to tell you unless I knew who they were.
Yvonne Wadinsky, Larry Flesser, Lawrence Brzezinski.
They're briefed from the defense side. We could only do those three.
Okay.
We'll send them back over them for lunch.
Yeah, they can have lunch at the hotel.
Okay, Mr. Chair.
Okay, bring the jurors up. I don't know if Mr. Reed heard us. I think you can not just. You may be seated. Call the next witness.
Yes, Your Honor, the state will call Lake County Sheriff's Deputies Michael O'Neill, actually Sergeant Michael O'Neill. On August 24th of 2011.
Yes, I was.
Were you working the early morning hours of that day?
Yes, I was.
At some point in time in those early morning hours of August 24th of 2011, was there some contact made with the Sheriff's Department by a towing company named Kegler's?
Yes, there was.
And in general, what was the contact about?
They reported a vehicle was in the ditch, Highway 45 north of Anago, and that the subject that had called them requesting their assistance was at a local hotel.
And what hotel was that?
That would be the Days Inn at that time.
And was that in Anago?
Yes, it is.
And did you go there?
Yes, I did.
And did you have contact with the subjects or subject that were in the vehicle that was in the ditch?
Yes, I did.
And who were there, one or two people?
Two people.
All right. Who were those individuals?
One was Kristopher Torgerson. The other was identified as Rebecca Torgerson.
And did you go out to find the vehicle that was in the ditch?
No, I did not.
Did somebody else?
Yes.
Who was that?
It was Sergeant Andrew Tainter, and then a deputy he was training.
And was the owner of the vehicle later contacted about the vehicle?
Yes, they were later contacted and informed where their vehicle was.
And what happened to the vehicle?
As far as I know, Kegler's towed it and held it for the bill to be paid.
Okay. Would you recognize the individual who you stated was one of the people in that vehicle, Kristopher Torgerson, the defendant in this case?
I'll stipulate to identification.
Okay, that's great, thank you. I have no other questions for Sergeant O'Neill.
And I have no cross-examination.
Okay. Thank you. You may step down.
Would call Andrew Tainter, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand. If you solemnly swear that the testimony about to give you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Thank you.
Could you state your name for the record, please?
Andrew Tainter,
Could you spell your name for the court reporter?
Andrewtainter.
And how are you currently employed, Mr. Tainter?
I work for a city gas company in the credit department.
And how were you employed as of August 2011?
I was a sergeant with Langley County Sheriff's Department,
And how long were you employed with the Langley County Sheriff's Department?
about 9 years.
Were you working the early morning hours of August 24th of 2011?
Yes.
And what were you doing that morning?
I was a field training officer for Cassie Hiddle, so I was riding along, making sure that she was doing what she was supposed to be doing, kind of monitoring her.
What's a field training officer?
When a new officer is hired, they go through 13 weeks of training, and during that time, they ride with field training officers, who are the officers who are instructing them.
Okay. And were you dispatched or sent to an accident scene?
Yes.
And where was that accident scene?
It was north of Anago, about 5 miles north, just north of the intersection of Highway 45 and Highway B.
Highway
B as in boy.
B as in boy. All right. And what happened with the vehicle?
Vehicle was in the driveway at an address.
And then what happened to the vehicle? Did you go there?
Yes, we did.
And was the vehicle left there or was it removed?
It was left there.
Okay. Was it eventually towed?
Yes.
And who towed it?
I believe Kegler's did.
And do you know where they towed it to?
I do not.
All right. I have no further questions for Tainter.
I have no questions. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Welcome.
We're going to just check and make sure that our next witness is here.
Okay.
And move a little faster than we got today.
And well, Your Honor, so that everyone knows, we'll do the last witness we should have today.
Okay.
We're just going to run out there and check up there. a retired detective Dunbar, please stand, please.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony about to give you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Could you please state your full name and spell your last name for the record?
Craig Dunbar, D-U-N-B-A-R.
Thank you. And what is your current occupation, sir?
Retired,
And what are you retired from?
the Wausau Police Department,
How long did you work for the Wausau Police Department?
just over 31 years.
And when you retired, what was your current assignment?
I was a detective lieutenant.
Were you a detective lieutenant back in March of 2011?
Yes,
Back in March of 2011, were you assigned, at least in part, to the investigation of the disappearance of Stephanie Lowe?
yes,
And as part of your involvement in that case, were you assigned to locate a Jeep Grand Cherokee purported to be owned by the defendant, Kristopher Torgerson?
yes,
And on March 8th of 2011, were you able to locate that Jeep with a person by the name of Brian Bravka?
that's correct.
Was that Jeep eventually transported back to the Wausau area to remain within the possession of the Wausau Police Department?
Yes, it was.
And on March 22nd of 2011, did you have the opportunity to look inside of that vehicle?
Yes, I did.
Did you observe or place into evidence anything of note when you looked in that vehicle?
Yes, there was a stainless steel handled knife, which I located in the rear floorboard on the driver's side.
And when you found that knife, did you immediately turn it over to another detective?
Yes, I secured the knife and then turned it over to Detective Buckner the following day.
And to your knowledge, was that knife placed into evidence and secured as a part of the investigation?
To my knowledge, it was, yes.
And was it sent to the crime lab, to your knowledge?
To my knowledge, it was, yes.
You didn't do that in person, you did have Detective Buckner do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then, in September 27th of 2011, the Jeep was released, wasn't it?
It was.
But then a couple of months later, did you realize you needed it back?
Yes,
So, in November of 2011, did you get reassigned to locate the Jeep?
yes, I did.
And did you find it?
Yes, I did.
And was it again transported back to Wausau?
It was again, yes.
And on November 7th of 2011, did you obtain a search warrant for that vehicle?
Yes,
And did you search the vehicle, both the main part of the vehicle and underneath it?
yes.
Did you sorry.
We took it up to a garage and had it placed on a lift and raised it up.
Did you notice anything of note on the bottom portion of the vehicle?
Yes, there were 2 or 3 portions where it looked like there was fresh metal welded into the floorboards.
And within the vehicle, on that November 8th, 2011 date, did you locate the registration of the defendant, Kristopher Torgerson?
Yes, I did.
And if I showed you a copy of that registration, would you be able to identify it as the registration, well, a fair and accurate depiction of the registration that you found?
Yes, I would.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as Exhibit 248.
Continue your story.
Is that a fair and accurate depiction of the registration that you found within the Jeep?
Yes, it is.
And after that be admitted into evidence?
No objection.
It is received.
Thank you, Judge. And is it your understanding that that is the same Jeep that you had the first time around before it was released?
Yes.
And just so we all know we're talking about the same Jeep, could you just read the VIN number into the record, please?
I'll stipulate it's the Jeep.
Okay. Then I have no questions.
For us?
3-3. Hello, sir.
Hello.
When you first got the Jeep back on March 17th, 2011, it wasn't in great shape, was it?
No.
Yeah. You were told it shouldn't be driven over 20 or 25 miles per hour if at all, right?
Correct.
Okay. And then, when you got it back again, sir, what? I forget the date, months later?
So do I.
Yes. I think it was like November or something. Yeah.
That sounds
November.
accurate, yes.
Yeah. And you put it up on the undercarriage to look under it, right?
Correct.
The vehicle looked like it had some historical significant rust, right?
That's correct.
And some of the repairs appeared to be done to the and there was some repairs done, right?
It appeared that way, yes.
3 sections of metal cut out and replaced with white metal in areas 8x7 and 2x8, right? Roughly?
Roughly, yes.
And those white metal areas were appeared to address some rust on the bottom of the vehicle, right?
It appeared that way. There was rust near those areas as well.
And that repair was focused on the front right passenger portion of the vehicle, right? If you remember?
I don't recall exactly. We looked over the whole undercarriage of the vehicle.
Here's what I got to ask you. That's my last question. Did it look like that the repairs of the white metal underneath looked necessary due to the overall condition of the undercarriage?
It's kind of hard to say because I didn't know what it looked like prior to that. There weren't any holes right next to the repairs. But if there was a hole where it rusted through, then yes, it would have been necessary.
Did you see cutouts with the metal taking place of the cutouts? No?
It appeared that they were rectangular or square in shape. Yes.
And overall, there was a fair amount of rust underneath, right?
Correct.
That's all I have. Thanks.
Any reserve? Okay.
Thank
Thank you.
Witness be released from the unit.
Any objection?
None.
You're released.
And I think that's our stopping point for today.
Okay. We're done until tomorrow at 9 a.m. So, enjoy your evening. It was received, correct? Did you move it for you?
I did, because he read the VIN number from it, I did that first.
That's received. Okay, we just had that Talbot motion.
Yes.
We can share that right now. My understanding is a person who has significant experience in automobile identification is going to be testifying. And the state's argument is that, first and foremost, this person's a lay witness.
I'm sorry.
That you're saying it's a lay witness.
I believe it certainly can be characterized as lay opinion testimony, yes, Your Honor.
Okay. The test of lay witness is whether it's rationally based on the perception of the witness. And this would be the witness would be examining some images and comparing the images That'd be a rational basis. Second is whether it was helpful, it would be helpful to a clear understanding of the witness's testimony or determination of fact and issue. And I think both grounds that would be helpful because it'll help identify the type of vehicle, it won't specifically say vehicle. And for those who are not so good at identifying vehicles and know what to look for to make an identification, that would be very helpful. And the third is not found in scientific, technical, or other specialized knowledge. There is some knowledge here, but it's basically, as Mr. Wilmot put in his motion, it's just a comparison. Whether it's a comparison of patterns, or in this case, light patterns. So I think that this would come in as a lay witness testifying as to that, and I think it'd be very helpful to the jury that it's going to point out the weight they give that is going to be up to the jury, whether they think that should be given much weight, if any weight, or a lot of weight. So I would let it in under the lay witness part of the statute, and I don't know if it's necessary to go through the expert witness part of it.
I don't believe there is, remember.
Okay, so anything else that we need to handle today?
I just wanted to advise you that if we start at 9 tomorrow, and if I understand the state is only calling 3 witnesses, this is the person who's now not an expert and is a lay witness, that should be relatively brief from the defense. I don't know what the state intends. And then there is...
We're just talking about scheduling. Give the court reporter a break.
I guess what I want to tell you is I'm a little worried we're going to go so fast, you're not going to be happy that we're not utilizing a lot of time tomorrow. I think this...
If we can call, we might be able to add one more witness in tomorrow, if you know, we'll see. And I'll know that by tomorrow morning. But that's all that, as of now, that's all that we have and that we would have available tomorrow. But if we could add 1 or 2 more in, we will do so.
I'd ask then, Judge, to find out who that is so I can be prepared to have material.
And I may not know until tomorrow morning, but I will, if I find out that we're going to add anybody else in besides who we've talked about before tomorrow morning, I'll let counsel know as soon as I know if we're adding anybody else in.
I think it'd be a rather shorter witness.
Well, it might be, I'll try to add in a couple of shorter witnesses.
Whatever, just we got that time period.
Yeah.
We can sound a little early, they can go to lunch a little earlier, but I don't want to have everyone come in for just 1 hour.
Yeah. I'll see what I can do, and I will let counsel know as soon as I know.
Yeah.
We've got a little time right now, so we'll see if we can add somebody else in.
Okay.
All right?
Nothing else, I'll see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Robert.